Hi, Seekers. Welcome to No Madness Life. How is everybody today? It's Sunday, the Lord's Day. Hi, everybody. Live chat. Do-doot, 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 do-doot. Happy Sunday. All right, Leon. She got a little champagne in her system. None of that was believable. None of it, Jacqueline. None of it. Thank you, Georgie. Hi, Pink Cactus. Hi, Lucy and the Banter. Oh my gosh. She is insane. This is where we're at. Pure insanity. Now listen, we're going to line all this up. We're going to line all this up. Because something ain't mathing. And I'm all about the math. 2 plus 2 is 4, Foodie, not cow. 2 plus 2 is not cow. If you're new here, please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. And if you'd like to become a member of the Willies or the Seekers, the link's in the description and probably will be dropped in the chat at some point. Thank you so much. She lost her mind. Oh, God, the insanity. God, I can't talk about my marriage, but let's talk about this festering boil right there by my slice. Get out of here. But first, chapstick. You got a free membership, Cynthia. People were gifting memberships. Thank you guys so much. Right by her stinky fish bowl, right? Yeah, you are correct. Anyway, let me get the volume on. We got to do a little recap before the update on the festering barracuda boil. All right? Yes, I had to go. I had to get a little ready today. You know, it is the Lord's Day. And I had to drive Mr. No Madness around. Let's just, you know what? We're back. We're back home. They've already started putting the cones up for construction. People forgot how to drive. It was a whole thing. By the time I got home, I seen where I dug my nails into my bejeweled steering wheel. Mr. No Madness is doing very well with his diet. No tantrums. Just, little pouty. But he'll be fine. He cracks me up. Anyway, so people just, you know how they always say Sunday drivers. They put Sunday drivers in a different class than what I was dealing with today. Plus, I had to, play Frogger around all the potholes, which I'm going to assume is why all the cones are up. Here we go again. Let's just fill the hole, right? And then next spring, we'll just do it again. God forbid. How about we put some new roads in there, Whitmer? Whatever. Hi, Dashing D. Yeah, we're getting ready right now. Turn this camera around. Now this is where I got this off Hectic Llama because I'll be damned if I'm going to watch her whole live stream from bed. It ain't happening. But we're going to get the juicy information. Then we're going to go on to the update. Now, she laying in bed, smoking, candle lit, after she ate a freaking pizza. You know how good that is for you when you got the diabetes. Just smothered in ranch. This girl never gonna learn. All right, so I'm gonna grab a hold of this right here because I'm not watching her eat. See over here? No, thank you. I refuse. Listen, she's playing diabetes roulette at this point. Yes, I seen part of it just so I could see if she was in the hospital or whatever. But I don't believe a word she's saying. We'll get to it. Come on now. Check the sound.
I just kicked her out of the room because I have a candle lit. Pig Star, and I'm smoking shisha. McDonald's? No.
This sound is going to sound like a little bit like a cave because when Looney Foodie Beauty, which I believe used to be the Looney Tubes, changed it to Looney Foodie Beauty. Good job, because it's easier to find this channel. Anyway, if you want to see, it's right there. When they do clips, they change the audio a little to transform it. So I just want to let you know. It's not my speaker. It's not my Wi-Fi. It's literally how they transformed it.
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute.
She'll talk about the boil when y'all join. But she proceeds to talk about the boil the whole damn live stream.
I deserve world peace. Inshallah. No more boils. Llama vibes, yeah, but this is a dirty neck pillow. I don't like butter on my pizza. I mean, I know I'm a fat ass and you think I would, but I'm gonna wait for everyone to come in so I can tell the boil story once. Well, it's not good, Samaria. Not feeling great.
Boo-hoo. After eating that pizza, which I believe you ate before the pizza, because there's no way you'd have been satisfied with 2 or 3 slices. So you may have already eaten a whole pizza before you even did the mukbang. And then you got a big boil by your slice. Now you're laying in bed. You got hot coals. That would be the mattress. Hot coals festering in your room with a lit candle, the door shut. Honest to God, you can't make this shit up. With the air conditioning at 62 degrees, you can't make this up.
What the hell's going on? I'm pretty sleepy. So, this is my bedroom.
Yeah, we knew you slept alone in the master suite.
The main bedroom piece. Yeah. Well, it's not that clean, but... Okay, do you think this is as many people are going to come in or what?
Yep, that's as many are going to come in. Foodie, your views have gone so bad. I was just curious today. Like, how many people even watch this shit anymore? She was at 40,000. She went down to 20,000 after the BBJ thing. And then she went to Kuwait. And then she went down to between 10,000 and 14,000 views per video or live stream. Now she's at 5 or 6. How does she not read the room? Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough your health is tanking. Now you're tanking your channel.
I don't know if he's in the chat. I need a llama.
Isn't he in the room across the hall? Why would he be in the chat? You're in the same freaking place. The place is so small, you can't even change your mind. Like, why can't you just go, babe, I could say that right now, and my husband's watching a show in the living room. And he'd be like, yeah? What's this? Is he in the chat? This is weird.
Oh, I know. I've been using this. I gotta wash it. I dropped diet soda on it. Actually, I didn't eat too much pizza. There's still leftovers, so I don't feel too bad.
You shouldn't even be eating it. Remember how she said she hates the crust? And she got a chili stuffed crust. Was it chili? Something gross.
Okay, you want to know the update? See? All right, if we get to 50 likes, I'll tell you the update. I gotta start bribing you guys. You don't want to like my videos?
No, you can't bribe people. Do better content.
You don't want to watch my content? You don't want to do anything.
Well, their relationship isn't that weird, Sarah Jane, if you think about how her and Pete's lived. Right? She didn't like him taking the spotlight on her channel, like when he'd come in the room. She does the same thing to Salah, right? Pete's just sat in his room, played on his computer, So does Salah. You know what I'm saying? Then it makes sense.
Chantel's private boil. I'm oozing. Ew. Thanks for the super chat. I'll take it, I guess.
Oh my God, get on with it, Big Mac. Oh my God.
So I didn't get my boil lanced yet because...
Okay, so you didn't... We gotta write this down. So she didn't get her boil lanced yet. And let's write down the reasons why, okay? Before we watch the update. So, reasons she didn't go in. Okay, we're gonna write this down because we're gonna need to go back over. I'm gonna do a little asterisk here. Here we go.
Okay, I've actually forgotten a couple of times I've had a boil. I've had a boil, a problematic abscess. I don't think it's a boil, I think it's an abscess. Like 5 or 6 times, okay? And since the villa. Now, little boils like this I've had, but they go away on their own. They pop, they go away. I'm not going to talk about it gross, I'm just updating. Make a wish trip.
So one of the reasons is it will pop on its own, right? That's one of the reasons. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so a boil or an abscess. Well, Laura, they're very similar, but like an abscess, like a boil is generally just a small, not problematic.
Either way, you do not. I don't care if it's an abscess or a boil. They're both infected. The boil needs the sac removed. And since it came back in the same spot as Thailand, that tells me it's a boil. Because the sac's still intact. Which means it's going to fill up again with pus. The end, Foodie. Now, she's playing with fire. Everybody knows this. We know she doesn't go out and do a lot of things in Kuwait because she doesn't fit in. I'm going to believe she's probably the only super morbidly obese in Kuwait, and she knows it. You see what I'm saying? She knows it. She's embarrassed.
Like boil, it goes away on its own. I don't have a hairdryer.
She doesn't own a hairdryer, folks.
Anyways, so...
You know, if she couldn't sit in a bathtub with Epsom salt to help draw... Because you know what Epsom salt does. It will draw things, toxins out of your skin, right? That's why you soak in Epsom salt. Like, it makes you feel good. Like, especially if you shave your legs, it will stop, just a rash from the razor, all the good things, right? Why wouldn't she do a hot compress? Hot washcloth compress soaked in Epsom salt water.
Hi, Moira.
I mean, we know she's not bright. You know what? And even Bright was being just way too generous.
I've been wanting to wait a bit just because, like, number one, the hospital's on the weekend.
Okay, so another reason she didn't go in. Oh, hospitals on the weekend are too busy. Too many people. Hospitals are busy on the weekend. Okay. I'm writing them all down.
I think they're, like, not as fully staffed. And Sunday, like tomorrow, Sunday, I have just regular business hours and I have to see my doctor, my endocrinologist, or whatever you call it.
Endocrinologist. God bless you. Just, you know what? Smooth brain. Dang. Endocrinologist.
Now, I've gotten mixed responses. Sometimes the doctors will advise to lance it, and I've had a couple lanced. Sometimes it just goes away.
So in other words, you're afraid for them to see your slice area. Mm-hmm.
So, hey, and like I've had them drain on their own and just go away. I need a detailed description. Okay, close your ears, Teardrop. I think this one developed from like...
Teardrop doesn't want to hear this. Teardrop doesn't want to hear this. Yet her dog and her husband do the most disgusting things in that house. But she can't hear about a boil. You know what? It's always about teardrop. Never mind.
A hair growing in because I can see like a hair follicle.
Oh, so now she's saying it's an ingrown hair. She can see a follicle. Okay.
And then there's like, okay. So there's like, it looks a bit white right in the center, but then there's like, it's like it's growing like this big around. Like it's
that big around. You see the size of that monkey paw. This big around. I got the pointer out, folks. This big around. Okay. All right. Ingrown hair. Okay. Like I said, what are you growing? An evergreen?
It's not a ball. It's like, but the area around it, I can feel it's like really tender and like getting firm. Yeah, it's getting bad. But it's been this bad before. But it's not popping and it's painful as hell. That's why I'm laying down. So I'm going to go in the morning with Salah.
Okay, now she says I'm going to go in the morning with Salah, right? The chat starts scaring her. Of course they do. Sepsis, gangrene, limb removals, right? They just go hardcore. It's kind of like when you Google a headache, you know? About 3 searches in, you've got, you know, bigger issues going on, right? You're going blind in your eye. The whole thing. So that's what her chat's about to do because, you know, they're all about that. So anyway, she's already afraid to go in. If she was in Canada, she'd already went in. She'd already been in there and out. In the parking lot, you know, updating us. But she's in Kuwait. First of all, Salah is sick of these health issues and he doesn't want to pay for any of it. And he doesn't want her in the system over and over and over again, or the Kuwaiti government is going to put an end to this charade. So let's listen. Oh, I'm going to go with Salah in the morning. But later on in the stream, she says, I got to go ask Salah if he'll take me in. It gets good, folks.
There's no odor. No, not yet.
Well, at least not from the barracuda boil. But possibly the barracuda.
Well, pretty much. It feels kind of like there's also cellulitis or something.
Well, it's probably got a heartbeat, Foodie.
Ear picks.
That's what infection does. It has a heartbeat. It lets you know we're at the breaking point.
Because it's like the area around is like red. Yeah, there's no odor. There's no odor in.
How would you know? You can't stick your head down there. Hook up a fan to the back of you and see if you catch an updraft.
So, peace frog, have a hot bath. I had many showers, hot, and I just stay there and let it run on it, but it doesn't do anything.
So you're going to tell me you lift up not one, but 2 fupas to get the hot water on the area? I don't believe you. Nope. It's physically impossible.
High blood sugar levels. Yeah, my blood sugar levels are a bit high.
Boom. There it is. Right here, her blood sugar levels are that of a non-compliant. They're too high. Okay? I'm going to write that down. And they won't let her leave the hospital, right? Unless they're in a range she could be discharged. You think she's going to leave Salah and stay in the hospital by herself? Come on now.
Higher than usual. That's why I want to see the doctor tomorrow. Just get all fixed up.
Get all fixed up. You're on insulin and metformin. The only missing piece to this puzzle of getting fixed up is your eating habits, ma'am. You push your body to the limit. And that's up to you. You can't keep running to a doctor and have him. You are maxed out on diabetic meds. You get that, right?
I might need IV antibiotics. I've had to have them here before. There's no update, yeah. No, I didn't go yet either because I don't have a fever. I've taken my temperature. I don't have any of the symptoms, like early warning signs of sepsis. I know it can. IV for the boil as in preventative antibiotics. The problem is that an abscess is full of infected stuff. It's when it travels. It's, I feel like it's contained right now.
Oh, Foodie Beauty Medicine Woman. Barbie C, welcome to the Willies. Love you.
So disgusting. I know. You need a medical grade size tub. What? Why did I need it? See, I have a bad memory. Like, I'm actually a little scared. Remember the last time I went to the hospital in Kuwait? Do you guys remember what it was for?
Yeah, your kidneys.
For?
And you lied and said it was sciatic, but it was your kidneys.
Oh, kidney infection.
Oh, bingo. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah. Show us. I can't show you. Haramia. No, I'm not a doctor, so I'm gonna go tomorrow. No, I can have trolls. It's okay. You guys don't have to be too block happy. I'm all right now. I'll just ignore it. YouTube lover, no, I'm gonna go tomorrow for sure. That way, 2 birds, 1 stone. And honestly, I want to go when there's full staff in the morning, so I can ask for a female gynecological.
Okay, so that's the other reason she says she's not going today. It was yesterday. Is because she wanted a female. She wants a female doctor. She got a long list here. We've got, it will pop on its own. Hospitals, busy on the weekends. She's afraid. Her blood sugar levels are too high. And she wants a female doctor so far.
Thing. Hydrodentis. Yeah, I did, but I'm not sure if it's that. I've had one other boil here where my bra strap was from the rubbing.
Was that an ingrown hair, my silverback vanilla gorilla? You got a boil from your bra strap rubbing? You got a hairy back.
That was a while ago. It's very heavy. It hurts like hell. But I don't feel like nauseous. I don't feel like I have a temperature. So I think I'll be okay till morning, inshallah. I watched Fupa Never Boils. Ew, legs on legs. That's what he's the human equivalent of, but still.
Yeah, she wants a sympathetic woman, not a guy that would go, ew.
Probably doesn't prefer I talk about it, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But I won't show you my marriage certificate, but I'll talk about my shit slice boil.
It's like, let me guess, you told them all about your boil. I'm like, it's not right on the fupa. So it's like, it's kind of on the side. Yeah, they're very painful. It feels like there's something growing inside of it, like an alien.
I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't be shocked. I mean, you've been bitten and scratched by feral cats. You could be parasites. Some worm will just wiggle the fuck out of it. I don't even know. I don't want to know. It's some exorcism shit I don't need to know about.
Look what's on my TV.
And just like when she lived with Pete's, she got the master suite.
No.
She got the balcony, right? The master suite. That means she paying for this bitch. She got the master suite here too.
Fake. Here's
yeah, and the flies. It could be a bot fly. Nobody knows.
Isha, my dirty room. I have a candle going. And this is our big dresser.
See, that's why this place was furnished, because they didn't buy that. That big mirrored armoire. They didn't buy that. I think this place was furnished with that cream-colored furniture, too.
You can't see me much, but...
They didn't buy that. They had that big, ugly brown one. Here's her bathroom, her private bathroom. Yeah, this is her room. That big armoire's in the other bedroom, where Salah's desk is.
There's my bed. I'm on my bed right now.
And there's her little headset with the pig ears. She thought it was a cat, but they're pig ears, right? These are all her things, right? Her laundry basket. This is all her shit.
That's my bathroom over there. That's basically just my bedroom. Nothing fancy.
Yep, your bedroom.
Me, Jessica Boyle, officially its name. Show us Salah's bedroom.
Yeah, show us Salah's bedroom. You know the other room that's got the other dresser, his desk, that armoire where he probably hides his snacks.
If you mean the man cave, I don't think he'll want to show that. This is my bed. This is our bedroom. Yeah, we both sleep here. But this is Salah's side of the bed. I sleep on this side.
There's no way. No, he doesn't sleep in there, but that's cute.
I said I would give you a vlog from the hospital, but then, remember you said you went to sleep head to foot like Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka? No, we don't. We tried it once, but I showed my room. Just rewind a little bit. You guys want to watch funny YouTube videos or something on here?
No. I want to watch you take your ass to the hospital and get this taken care of properly. But I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened when we get to it. Now, they're going to keep badgering her about that boil. They ain't letting this go.
Anyways, I need to get this taken care of. If I have to have a surgical procedure for this, I'm going to be laid up. I had to go tonight to the doctor. I probably should have gone earlier, but I wanted to see if it would just pop on its own. It's not. What can I do to make it pop? No, I'm kidding. It's like hard around the area. Lance it, but you don't want to do that unless you're a professional at it. Yeah, true. I don't want
That's the second time she said, I want it to pop on its own.
To pack it. Oh my god, I had to do that before. I feel like I don't want to go through these things in Kuwait.
She doesn't want this done in Kuwait. I told you. This is the big reason. It's not that she's afraid to go to the hospital. She doesn't want to go in Kuwait. She does not want to keep showing up, and they're going to end up denying her to be able to come back. Or they'll make her go home and get healthy, right? So it's still the Kuwait thing. She is afraid to go in Kuwait.
You know, I don't want to go through these things, period, but backings are painful.
She's gone to the hospital every single time in Canada. But she don't want to go in Kuwait.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go in Thailand either. And she didn't.
Shit. Yeah, it's pretty big and inflamed and painful. Get a pin. I have like a needle for my insulin. I put the needle in and suck the stuff.
You hear that shit? She's doing everything in her power to not piss off Salah because she is unhealthy. And she's going to keep pretending like she's not. You suck a diabetic. Do you know how tiny a diabetic needle is? Have you ever seen them do a thoracentesis? I did. I stood behind it a couple times where they actually have to put in a big plunger needle to suck out fluid. I've seen that done in person. I've also seen I've seen 2 jars of fluid be sucked out of a pleural sac in the back. Like a diabetic needle? Ugh, sweetheart, stop. It's ridiculous.
No, that would not be advisable. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the hospital. Did you know that I watched videos about sepsis?
So then, the only reason she would go is if she felt like she would go septic. So she sat there and watched videos to compare her situation to people with sepsis. Oh my God.
You can get them at any. Sepsis is basically your body destroying itself because it doesn't know the difference between attacking the invader cells in your own body. Like it's.
You've just described. Listen, sepsis is a blood infection, and it takes over And then you get organ failure.
It's so weird. One girl got it from a sore throat, went septic, and she had to get her limbs cut off because they turned black.
I know, she's literally describing an autoimmune.
Sepsis? Oh my gosh, really? Did you have to have any amputation? Or compress? But if they pop it, it could still, you know? You won't twist your arm? Oh my gosh.
My aunt died from it, Kelly. Sorry about your loss.
Nearly killed.
Yeah, she was young.
Killed your dad? Oh my gosh. No today.
They're gonna keep bugging her to go.
High blood sugars, yeah, probably Rebecca. I want a fupa amputation, yes! No, not to joke about it, but doing that in bed is the best idea, Brooke. Yeah, we're gonna go.
We're gonna go. But then she's gonna say, at the end of this stream, I gotta go. I gotta ask Salah.
Oh. Yeah, egg on legs, it can be, especially if you have diabetes or complications. Yeah. I won't be on here too long. Maybe we should go now. The hospitals at night are going to be so slow. Sometimes I don't...
And Salah doesn't sit and wait for shit. Which is why I believe when she went in with the cat thing, he called it a scratch, even though it was a bite. And he wanted to go home. You could tell he was irritated. And I don't think they stuck around for anything. Nothing.
They don't pop. Yeah, this one is stubborn as hell. Yeah.
How do you know it's stubborn? Because she's been poking at it. And we know she's not clean. She doesn't use clean hands. She doesn't wash her hands before or after anything. She has been trying to get rid of this on her own.
The Z-Pack. Yeah. I have to tell them all my comorbidities. Yeah, they speak English too. I'm gonna have to stay, I know it. They're gonna put me in the female area. I'm not vlogging the Lansing. Crazy. On the weekends, at night, there's always drunken people at the hospitals throwing up, and I have emetophobia.
What do you mean drunk people at the hospital? There's no alcohol in Kuwait. What does she mean? Larcana, welcome to the Willies. Love you. Thank you guys for joining memberships today. I appreciate you.
Your anesthesia? Does Kuwait have a punch card? Fifth visit is free. I fucking RERDs. I'm doing a water fast. The Z-Pack will work quickly.
So you'd rather do a water fast? Now, you know why she's saying that? Because she knows if she goes in there, they're going to test her sugars and they're not going to let her leave. They'll probably do an IV, thinner blood out to bring her numbers down, an IV push of fluids to thin out her blood. They're going to probably do like a fast-acting insulin, all these things. She knows what's going to happen. And she's going to go in the system as a diabetic in Kuwait. You know what I'm saying? And Salah's trying to avoid her being noticed like that, or the ATM has to go home.
How am I so calm about this? I don't know. I never freak out. I could be near death and I probably wouldn't freak out.
Now, you say you're not freaking out, but as she goes on, she's freaking out.
That's just how I am.
Just like you don't like desserts and sugars, right?
I have to shave then.
No, her blood sugar, like her at 10, is the lowest. She's around 15. And if she says she's at 13 or 15, that means she's at 18 or 20.
Yeah, it's very swollen. Very. It's not on my leg. It's like in between. It's like right where the upper thigh, right in the corner where the thigh and the fupa area meet. Kind of that area, like. I don't know where fried. I don't want to pop it myself. I I didn't go get my boil lance yet. Go to the hospital? Oh my god, I'm so scared.
I thought you're not afraid of anything. I could be dying and I wouldn't be afraid. Why are you so scared? It could be HPV, absolutely. She's been with some dirty, dirty dudes.
I'm trying to change the subject.
She's rubbing it, and then she's going to sniff her fingers. Of course she is. She wonders why she gets these disgusting things, skin conditions.
We have some concerned geezers. No, I won't pop it myself. I'm not taking it lately. I just don't want to. I really don't want to go. It's like hard. The area around it. It's like there's like a bump like this, elevated. It's like mostly purple, and then around it is like red but hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good.
I have a cream.
Big ass.
I've been putting the lidocaine.
It's a big ass blood clot. You've been putting lidocaine on it?
Cream. It helps for like 5 minutes. Carbuncle bees. Just get some antibiotics.
Yeah, I'm sure she's putting lidocaine on it with dirty fingers too.
Maybe I can ask if they can just put me on antibiotics first, yeah. The problem is if they don't...
Boom. Listen to this. Listen to that. Maybe I'll just ask if they will just give her antibiotics first. Now remember, there's a pharmacist in the family. Don't forget this. We're going to put a big arrow. There's a pharmacist. All Salah's got to do is make a call. All right.
They don't lance it, it's going to be so painful. But it's going to be painful when they lance it, and then it's going to start to feel better. I don't know how I got the boil. I think because...
There you go. There you go. Rub your eye. That's genius. That's genius.
I don't know. Like, you know the side of your underwear? It, like, rubs all the time.
Then you've got on too tight of underwear. It doesn't surprise me that you would be using your underwear to hold the fupa in. You always bought clothes that are too small, and I'm not shocked that you bought underwear way too small. Way too small.
It's annoying.
There's no K at the end of annoying. It's not annoying. It's annoying.
It's like right where the underwear go.
I think if she's wearing a diaper... Now, listen along. If she's wearing a pull-up, which we suspect, I would suspect that the heat and the moisture and the band, the stretchy, you know the stretchy, it's like a rubber band kind of stretchy. You know what I'm saying? All of that is a disaster waiting to happen. It's kind of like diaper rash.
Sorry. Yeah, they ain't touching me if they don't. And sometimes they go, okay, let me just examine, and they squeeze it.
You've been sticking needles in it and trying to squeeze it yourself. That ain't why you don't want to go in. That's not why you're afraid to go in. That's not it at all. It's because you don't want to be deported or denied coming back or sent home until you have a clean bill of health. Because Kuwait, you'll end up in their system. I feel like he takes you all over the place. And I feel like he doesn't stick around. Like simple things, like a cat scratch, which is why he said scratch instead of bite. I don't believe they did anything for you. I believe you left. I really, really do. There was no antibiotics given unless his sister, the pharmacist, keeping you under the radar. Oh my gosh, thanks for the Cash App. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm not going to say your real name, but that was sweet. Thank you. And I think that we're in a situation type of deal again. She's been to the hospital once, though, for the kidney infection. Because that's very problematic. And that's when they detected her sugars were at 25. In fact, she was live when she tested her sugar and it was 25. She still waited till the next day. But she did go to the emergency room because her kidneys, she was a mess. And he doesn't want her to go back in and have her blood sugar tested again. She's going to stay on the radar.
Morphine. I wonder if they have morphine here. I hope so. So I don't know. Someone said they gave him IV drugs when he had a surgery, so maybe they do.
Yeah, but they still don't give narcotics unless you're at end of life. I already read about it.
But this is just a small thing. Yes, cellulitis. Maybe that's what it is around it. Straight to the operating room. Because it's an area where there's a lot of sweat. If I sit in hot water. My tattoos weren't painful. I don't know why.
Now, I do believe she got herself into the tub. Because somebody told her, go sit in hot water. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think she got herself into the bathtub. And it ain't that hard. All she got to do is sit on the edge, swing her legs over, and then just slide down into the tub. I really believe she got in the bathtub. And then she had to have help getting out. Or sit back on the edge of the tub and swing your legs back over to the floor. Pull yourself up. My God, the toilet's right next to the damn bathtub. She can fit in the bathtub.
Have him hold your hand. He's not allowed in the women's area.
She does have a bathtub, yes.
Okay, after my shisha, I'll talk to Salah about going.
After I finish my shisha, I'll talk to Salah about going. She has not mentioned going to him at all. She has not mentioned it to him at all. She's just trying to get the chat off her back. Yes, she has a bathtub in the master suite. We've seen it in the tour.
Soak in the bath.
And we've seen Salah sitting in it when he sent pictures to Kai Bella.
Shave your... I don't want to... hurts. Shave your fufa. I'm going to go after this. I thought it would pop like it did before, but it's not, so I have to go. Do you think I have to shave?
See, they're scaring her.
Or are they going to make me shave? Or they can do it anyways?
Yes, we know what a normal blood sugar is. She don't care, we don't care. That's our motto over here.
It's painful, no. No, because it's like not an area where I can show. The nurses will do it. Take baths frequently. I wish I had a saltwater hot tub. Oh, it would probably pop that way.
She's already thinking. She's already thinking. I need salt and water, tub.
Oh my gosh. I know, Justine. I'm just like, I hope it's a woman. I'm gonna
And she don't want a guy with his head looking at her slice either.
ask for a woman. But it's the middle of the night and it's a weekend. That's why I wanted to go in the morning in case there's more women doctors. Thank you, Andre. I know I'm really paranoid at this time about it. I never like going.
The pool's empty over there where she lives until the end of April.
But
That's what I said. All she had to do was get a hot washcloth and soak it in some Epsom salt and put compresses on it. She's not, listen, smooth brain, like silk. Her brain is like silk. There's no grooves. It doesn't even divide into four. It's just one smooth, shiny bowling ball. The brain just perfectly shiny.
the last time I had that kidney issue, that's when I went. My sugars were like 25. They wouldn't let me go until my sugars were below 50.
Boom. They would not let her go the last time until her sugars were at an acceptable level. She don't want to hear that because, first of all, she never stops thinking about food. That interrupts her food addiction, and she can't keep an eye on Salah.
15, I think 11. If it was you, I hope you get a man doctor. Excuse me.
She said the last time she went in, her sugar was at 15, right? They wouldn't let her go until it was at 11. I have a feeling her sugar is way higher than 15, and she's lying there because when she went in, it was because her blood sugar was at 24 or 25. And that's a fact. So every time she says something, you got to multiply it by 2.
It's like the part is this big, and then around it is like probably this big of hardness. Shoot. It's danger? What do you think it is then? In the hospital, if you've seen one fupa, yeah, but do you think people here have fupas? I have a...
And she knows she's the only super morbidly obese woman in Kuwait. Do you think doctors here have seen fupas? Then she says, they haven't seen one like mine.
Special one.
She has a special one.
Just go to the ER. Okay. I know. And blood sugars are not like in the 20s, but they've been more elevated than usual. It's like... Instead of 8 or 9, they'll be like 13.
They've never been 8 or 9. You've been sitting around 10 to 13. You've told us.
He did look at it. Kid Kat, but he doesn't really know, like... I don't think he realizes, you know? He should poop on the internet. But
Salah in her chat? I don't know. I'm not watching her live stream.
Understandable fupas. Do you think there's some here? Can someone Google it? Fupas in Kuwait. Yes, he's seen it. He's my husband.
No, he hasn't. That's a lie. Nuh-uh.
I don't know. I want to see this. Not really okay. I'm in pain, but I'll be alright. It just feels like something's festering, like an alien inside. But I don't have a fever. You don't know where it's located? It's the mons pubis. Celeste, I wouldn't wait. 13 is high. That's why I have to see my doctor, because even with my insulin...
You don't have a doctor there. I believe an endocrinologist came and saw you while you were in the hospital with the kidney thing, but I don't think you did any follow-up. None. I don't think you've done any follow-up. You didn't follow up with a diabetic clinic. You didn't go back 3 months later so they could adjust your meds or see what you're doing, because you're ashamed that you're eating and you're not going to stop eating. You even said you cured your diabetes back in the villa because you didn't want anybody talking about it anymore. So you're ridiculous.
And my metformin, my blood sugars are still not low as I'd like. But maybe it's because...
Then stop eating.
I am eating too much crap. So that would mean no food at all that raises your blood sugar. Okay, so I have a question. Let's say you eat chicken breast and some cheese and some veggies. That doesn't...
Let's say you go to the diabetic clinic and eat the proper portions of what you're allowed to eat so your body and your medicine can work hand in hand and keep you at a normal range. You're non-compliant, which means you're the problem, not the medicine. Your body is tired. It is tired.
Raise your blood sugar at all? Or does every time you eat, your blood needs to... You need insulin to digest it no matter what? Or is it just your...
You need your insulin to digest it. Your pancreas can't keep up and is failing because of your diet. Change your diet, change your life. But you do you, boo. You don't care. We don't care.
Sugar. Like green veggies. I was in the hospital on IV antibiotics for a week with one of those in my stomach. Oh my gosh, Tracy, did it heal?
Oh my God, Tracy. I swear to God, you are just laying in bed thinking how you can outdo Foodie.
Carbs and sugar. No matter what.
Yeah, like when you just mukbang that pizza before you went live. A stuffed crust. No bread, no sugar, no pasta. There you are, Foodie. Good luck.
Well, chicken, broccoli, and that's it. I'm so depressed.
I know. She's laying on her side, out of breath. Let that sink in.
Carbs and sugar.
Yeah, thanks for the content, Foodie.
Disgusting. So all the yummy stuff, yep. Okay, you guys are scaring me. I'm gonna go soon. Anything with carbs, fat increases insulin resistance. So high fat is not good either. So lean protein and veggies, like I always dreaded.
Oh, you already know that. Don't even act like you don't.
Education class. Yeah, but remember that one doctor said I could eat rice? It's not true. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yes, it is. Once for dinner, and it's like cooked. A half a cup. That's it. But no, you eat a trough.
Think about the one. Because I do eat rice. I think I need another referral because it's been a while. So I'll have to ask the doctor again.
I think I need another referral because it's been a while. So there's been no follow-up. She never went to a doctor in Kuwait because she's not a resident. She will be flagged as coming there as a patient, which she can't. That's why she's using the pharmacist's sister, and they're going into these little clinics in and out, like a doc in a box. You know what I'm saying?
Again when I see them. I gotta get healthy.
You need to go home.
I'm sure Salah doesn't want to be carting his grandma around. Even protein will elicit a mild spike. Oh my god.
Oh, here come all the dietitians. Google a diabetic diet like I did, Foodie. Foods to eat, foods to avoid. That's so hard, Foodie. She don't want to hear it, so we don't care.
So,
They're called back alley clinics, right?
Exactly like I say, water fast.
That's just stupid.
Eat the chicken.
If I can't eat what I want to, then I'm just gonna water fast. Never mind, I can't water fast either because I go into a panic attack if I can't have my fast food.
Time to face the truth.
I don't eat rice either. But I have been craving a stir fry. But I only use a half a cup of rice on my plate to mix with my chicken and my vegetables. I haven't had a stir fry in probably chicken stir fry in probably at least a year.
Yeah, you should feel guilty eating donuts. Very small portion of rice, yeah. Weight loss surgery, that will take forever. The wait list in Canada, I'd have to go back to Canada. It's probably...
Yeah, you'd have probably already been ready for weight loss surgery if you would have stayed in Canada instead of running back to Kuwait after the Kybella bullshit. That's what you were there for. That's what you were there for, so you could go forward with life and enjoy it. You are cray-cray.
Way too expensive here. Like if it's thousands and thousands. Maybe we should go to Canada sooner than later.
You're going by yourself, princess. He ain't going with you.
Like for my health, you know? I have to bring a cat.
Well, that's why you're getting the cat travel visa, right? Weren't you getting the cat the passport, the microchip, all of that, remember? So she could travel.
It won't cost that much? I'll probably still have to wait a while, because it won't be like instant, you know? Carb count? Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a whole meal plan. The hospital is not far now. Get Salah and Julia to Canada. Yeah.
Nah, she was already on her visa run. She was due to leave before the 1st of April. And she can get an extension, but I believe she went because she tried to show us that bag on the floor and her clothes, but the blue suitcase was actually sitting behind her on the live stream. She moved it out of the living room and then gaslit you that it never was in the living room. So that lets you know. And then she talks about when she was doing her live stream, she had a sticker from the airport over her camera. What airport? When? I think she went to Doha, which I think she may have wore one of those pull-ups, and that's what caused this boil. That's what I think. I think the elastic on it between the legs was rubbing, and it just holds in a lot of heat. I just feel like that's where it came from.
I know
Because the last time she got a boil was when she traveled to Thailand.
I've this a million times, but I look cozy. I'm actually not sleepy, but I stopped seeing my therapist. But
Thank you, Lagatha.
I can just email for an appointment whenever I want. The pizza's still sitting out. Start to go funny.
The pizza's still sitting out. Ugh.
Did you know?
She'll eat it.
I was watching a documentary about Canada. They have...
Nobody cares. Okay, now we're going to the update. We're going to go up to the update. This is her new video of the health update. The Barracuda boil update, folks. Here we go. Now remember, I made a list of reasons why she didn't go to the hospital.
Hi guys, hello guys, how are you? I'm here to provide you with a health update of sorts. I know you've been waiting for that, a lot of you. Sorry for the delay.
You're still delaying. Are you trying to think of how you're going to spin this?
I've just been sleeping a lot actually, and which I usually do if I'm healing from something. Anything from a cold, a flu.
And she's doing extra right here. This is too extra. I'm going to tell you right now, if this girl went in and did the things she should have done, you wouldn't be hearing any of this. Oh my God, she would give this like in detail because it would be content. Why are you throwing tomatoes at me, SM? What's your problem? The boil had to pop. I guess SM's not going to answer me. Carry on.
This, whatever it is, abscess, boil, whatever you want to call it.
So there's no name for it. This abscess, boil, or whatever you want to call it. That's the first clue. She'd have had a diagnosis. She would have known exactly what it was, right? Right? They don't usually say, I don't know. Oh, you're throwing them at Chantel and her bullshit. Gotcha. Did you hear what she said? Now, here's where we're picking up the lies, people, because she really sucks. She always gives herself away, and we love that.
Usually do if I'm healing from something.
Uh-huh.
Anything from a cold, a flu, to this, whatever it is, abscess.
Whatever it is.
Spoil, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. There's number one.
So what happened basically yesterday after my live stream?
Even Dr. Pimple Popper would have known what it was. Just touching it, looking at it, and draining it. Dr. Pimple Popper would have known and gave it a name.
I'm going to call it an abscess.
Call it what you want. She's going to call it an abscess. That's what she's going to call it. Okay.
It had gotten to the point where it was like very painful because of the pressure that was behind it. It was quite large and there was a lot of fluid buildup. And yeah, by the way, if you...
Not only would she have filmed it, she would have went live from the car after she left. You know what I'm saying? She would have did... Salah would have been filming her, you know, sealing in the waiting room, looking pathetic like he did before, right? They filmed Both times he had to drag her in, and she used to have to go get some B12 shots or whatever. But that wasn't for sciatic. I believe they were giving her shots to help with her blood sugars and her kidneys. I do not believe it was sciatic. I do believe it was her kidneys. That's what took her into the hospital because she looked horrible. And they kept her because they had to get her blood sugars down. Then she had to go in weekly to get this shot, and it wasn't for her sciatic. No, it was for the kidneys, I believe.
You're grossed out by things like this, just a warning, you might not want to listen to this because it's pretty gross. So,
Hurry up, think how you're going to spin it, because if you lived it, there would be no pause, no ums, nothing.
basically, and I'm not on camera because I don't feel like getting all ready
We
and
didn't ask why you weren't on camera. We don't care.
everything. I'm just like,
You're deflecting with a cat, and you're stalling the story.
yeah, on my bed. Just, yeah, draining and everything. So, anyways,
What?
yeah, I know, nasty. So basically, after I got off live, I said I was going to go to the hospital because it wasn't draining on its own and it was very
Right.
painful and, could become infected.
Do you really think she got out of that bed to go to the hospital? No. You know what her little smooth brain said? I am going to find a way to get in this tub and soak. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to soak in some hot water. She probably put regular salt in there, knowing her, but potato, because she don't have Epsom salt. Neither one of them are soaking their feet in Epsom salt. Charlie, welcome to the Willies. Mm-hmm.
So, but almost like not long after I got off live, like I had a shower, like a warm shower.
I do believe she would fit in that bathtub. I'm sorry. I believe she would fit in that bathtub because she's only 5 feet tall. I know she's 6 foot sitting down, but she's only 5 foot standing up. I believe when I seen Salah's long carcass in that bathtub, right? I believe she could fit in that tub long enough to soak that boil.
And
now, she's not wide. She's not wide from the back. She is wide from... her width is not hip to hip. No. She is not wide hip to hip. Even S-Jump said that. He said she doesn't even look big. I think even FFG said that at the fashion show. It is her side view, like a pregnant woman. Yeah, front to back.
Like ER fresh, it popped. I don't know if it was like the warm water or...
No. I think you gave it one last chance and did everything in your power to sit in that bathtub. And while you were in that bathtub, I think you kept squeezing it in the hot water. That's what I think. That is what I think. Everybody even knows when you've got a hemorrhoid, when roid is hanging on the back end, right? When roid is hanging on the back end, everybody knows you sit in a bathtub with Epsom salt. Everybody knows that. You've got to sit and soak. You have to. That's what makes it shrink. That's what will make it pop. Uh-huh.
Or what, but because I did have a shower earlier that day,
And Salas told her no hospital. I don't think she even wanted to ask him. I really don't. I think she doesn't want to be a burden. She doesn't want to risk being booted from Kuwait. And he doesn't want to spend the money on it.
I took more frequent showers in the hot water in hopes that would weaken...
No, you soaked.
...the skin barrier and it would pop on its own just to get some relief,
Did you guys see her in Thailand? Sit down next to that statue. This girl can squat and sit. I've seen her do it. There's no reason she can't sit in that tub. She's just dirty. She don't like to take baths. She likes 3-minute showers, and usually they consist of just a wet wipe.
From the pressure buildup, but yeah, it did pop.
Wow, what a miracle. So you sat there festering for 4 days. And then when it was time for everybody to call you out for not going to the hospital because you have diabetes, you could be septic, it could end up being, some blood, whatever. That's when what a miracle. Right after the live stream, what a miracle.
It was just like, okay, like now's the time. And
that's what you said after that live stream. Now's the time. I got to get serious. That's what you did.
And this is going to be so disgusting. Just like
she's definitely risking infection. Yep.
This purple.
It gets better.
There was no white. It was just like purple. Reddish purple fluid that just poured out of it.
Yay.
It was like, it was disgusting. It was a lot.
I think she poked it too. Yes.
A fluid. And it was disgusting. Like the smell.
Okay, move on. Move on. Yeah, it's blood and pus. Move on.
What is like as if turnips were rotting and
oh, please. You're doing extra.
Festering in the sun for like a week.
She definitely squeezed it or poked it.
Right. It's disgusting. I can't describe it. It's like a pungent, purulent.
Get out of here.
Smell. So I stayed in the shower and just let it drain a bit. Then when I got out, I didn't have anything, so I put some paper towel and...
Paper towel. Paper towel.
That got soaked up pretty quick. Like I added a lot and it still got soaked up.
Okay.
So, I didn't go to
there could be a degenerate in her chat paying for this story.
The hospital that night because I'm not going to go into the hospital smelling like that and everything.
I told you she didn't go to, she had no plans on going there. The reason I didn't go there is because I was smelling. I was smelly. It was smelly.
It like grossed me out.
She didn't want them checking her blood sugars.
So I would rather honestly die.
Well, careful what you wish for.
Not literally, but you know what I mean. Like it was just, I'm not going to go when it's still.
So she's going to go over and over. Why? There was no need to go to the hospital.
Draining.
She did what do they call that? A waffle boil in the shower.
So, in the morning, Salah took me to the clinic, not the hospital.
So let me get this straight. It popped at night, right after your live stream, right? You went in that bathroom and made a decision. You were not going to the hospital, and you were going to take care of this yourself, right? So you popped it. Yay, you. You popped it, and then you stuffed it with paper towel. Not the most sanitizing thing. And you waited all night with a paper towel crammed in your slice, probably had a diaper on again, and in the morning, you got in the car. Get out of here, the lies.
Hospital. And they, looked at it, they cleaned it up better.
Listen, let's back it up.
Morning, Salah took me to the clinic, not the hospital. And they, looked at it, they cleaned it up better. We got a bunch of sterile bandages, like
Pharmacy.
Just like huge pieces of sterile gauze.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have. Right, right. Just like you did in Thailand. Exactly what you did in Thailand.
And then when it's draining less, like you just pack it with the gauze.
You just. This is what she did in Thailand when she lied and said she went to the hospital. She popped it in Thailand and packed it. She knows what to do.
Not pack the wound inside because it's actually not, there's not like a hole.
Now you know she's lying. Now you know she's lying. Remember the last time one popped like that? And it was smaller than this one. There was skin. That means there was like this thin dome. And when that blows, it is a force to be reckoned with, right? Yep, just like Thailand. Yep.
So it's just, yeah, it's
What?
It's like, how do I explain it? There's no hole, so like they don't have to pack it.
You don't have to. There was no they.
And
Unbelievable. Yeah, the sack's still there. It's coming back.
And this abscess in this area has never had to be packed. So
now remember in Thailand, it had to be packed and she had to keep going back to the hospital so they could repack it. Remember that lie? So this area, the same area as Thailand, she said, has never had to be packed. Clinic.
Like that. I did have some abscesses before that needed to be packed, but this one, no. So anyway,
Such a liar.
Basically, I'm on some oral antibiotics and I just have to, keep it very...
Went to the pharmacy. You had Salah get you some antibiotics. And you had him go to the pharmacy in the morning, get the antibiotics, right? And get some sterile gauze pads. That's what you did. That was it. Why you gotta lie and act like... Want to know why she lies like she used to lie about taking a cat to the vet, even this cat, right? And then they wouldn't even fix Julia until she was vaccinated. But she told us when she got Julia was already vaccinated. But then they wouldn't even fix Julia because she had never been vaccinated, right? So then they finally, after 2 years, got this cat vaccinated. Or let's just say a year. But Julia was 2 years old. Same thing with BBJ. She would collect, people would give her money to take cats to the vet. She never took them. She'd lie. Yeah. I don't even understand why they do this. Her and Amber Lynn just lie, because they don't want to hear it. Remember, she calls these like, it's not really lying when I'm keeping information private, right? No, it's called lying by omission. It's still a lie. Miss Hijabi.
Very clean with soap and water.
Oh, that's what they told you to do? See, you would have went into great detail. And I'm not going to tell you the detail because I was a nurse aide in the hospital. And when we had to deal with these kind of wounds, I'm not even going to tell you what we had to do in order for it to heal from the inside out. I'm not even going to tell you because then you'll use that. So carry on.
Then, use the dressings. And yeah, it's, that's about it. And then take the antibiotics.
So the only thing that's true in this whole story is she got a hold of some antibiotics because she was scared to death of sepsis. And she got a hold of some sterile pads. And yes, I believe she popped it, just like Thailand.
If I feel bad and I have a fever or anything like that, you know how they tell you, return to the hospital.
See, that's what she was the most concerned about, was getting an infection and a fever. That's it.
Hospital, maybe I'll need something else. I don't know.
Oh, so they didn't tell you. They didn't say specifically in your discharge papers, this is what you have, not your description of I don't know, abscess or a boil. I don't know. I'm going to call it an abscess. Okay, so that specific terminology was, so if it was a boil, you already know the sac would have had to been removed, or it's coming back. We know it's coming back because it's the same exact spot as Thailand, which means you never went to the hospital there, or they would have removed the sac. So it never comes back again. So we already are following the trail of you are just dirty and you are so concerned with how out of control your diabetes is, you don't want to be embarrassed by a health professional. That's a fact. And I think the fact that you keep poo-pooing all this non-compliant stuff, she's just leaving community post after me community post, isn't she? You don't want them to know you're a non-compliant diabetic in Kuwait. So you're going to have the least amount of hospital visits or clinic visits because they will enter your name and your passport into their computer system. And Salah doesn't want to lose his ATM. Bloop!
So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Like, I don't really have much else to say.
Then why do you talk for another 7 minutes?
Like, I have pretty
Yeah, de-roofed. That's another word. De-sacked, de-roofed. Right on.
much. It was like when it popped, it was almost like instant relief. It was just, I feel a lot better in terms of that, but the area is still pretty sore. As it's going to heal, you know, of course, it's going to be a bit sore.
She'll be in bed for a week, Salah. She's going to need all the takeout in the world because she can't go in that kitchen, son. This is going to be the sciatic bees, just like the kidney bees. Well, it was really her kidneys. She called it the sciatic bees. She knew it was her kidneys. She knew she had a kidney infection. She just pretending like it was sciatic, right? Till she ended up to the point where her pee was barbecue sauce. She knew she had to go to the hospital, right? Right. So anyway, good for you, Foodie. I'm not going to listen to 7 more minutes of you gaslighting us because we know you popped it and you sent him to the pharmacy. The end. She should go to Canada. But the thing is once one thing is fixed, she goes right back to her eating. She doesn't do anything to change her life until the next medical incident. She's been doing this as long as her channel's been on here. With the pulmonary embolisms, she smokes shisha, vapes, cigarettes until the next embolism, right? She's had many boils. Amen. This one popped till the next one. This is what she does. This is what she does, you guys. You can't even be surprised. And she's not going to go to the hospital in Kuwait. Now, if she was in Canada, she'd already be live streaming from the, you know what I mean, from the bed. Like she did last time with an IV hooked up, right? That's exactly what she'd be doing. If she was in Canada, we'd be in the parking garage, checking in with her, laid out on the bed, putting a gown on, right? That'd have been great content. But she ain't doing anything like that in Kuwait. And it's not because she couldn't film, because we already seen them filming going in, sitting in the waiting room, right? Playing with the vending machines. Get out of here. Now I'm gonna read her posts because she's watching. I'm the only one probably live streaming this. I'm telling facts, Foodie. Get your head right, girl. Put the fork down. Go get some psych therapy. Quit reading the binge code book. It doesn't work. Quit mindfulness and intuitive eating. And you sound like Amberlynn Reed. Good God, both of you, stop. Quit gaslighting everybody and quit trying to manipulate your own brain. You got to do it. It sucks. Ask my husband. I'll go get him and a microphone. He's got to do it. He don't want all those complications. So there's that. And he's not even obese. I mean, you know, he ate a lot of sugar. Can we be honest, folks? He was a carb addict. A follow-up to my video on my health update. I never said my diet and lifestyle is not a factor in my high blood sugar readings. It is the main cause but fighting infection and being ill can and will cause hyperglycemia. That's easily... She mukbang a pizza with an infection between her legs. And you're going to blame the infection for your hyperglycemia. We watched you eat a Hardee's Tornado, Texas Bites, French fries, probably a chocolate shake, and then you downed a chocolate cake in 3 bites. You need to sit down. That's word salad. Medical expert foodie, medicine woman. Then you know what? If you really went to a clinic and they tested your blood sugars, foodie, they would have gave you instant, fast-acting insulin. Not the slow-acting stuff you're on at home. Fast-acting, they'd have brought that sugar down. And they would have done an IV antibiotic. Don't sit there in your bed and diagnose yourself because you chose not to go in. Do not give out that kind of information. You'd still be in the hospital. But you lay in that bed, girl. I hope it all works out for you. She gets pissy. She don't want to hear it. She don't want to hear she's a diabetic. She don't want to hear any of it. That's fine. If you don't care, we don't care. Bloop, bloop, love you. Thanks for the content. Facts. I've known many non-compliants. They're not here anymore. Yeah, one of them died at 45 in her sleep. Her heart just said, lights out, while she slept because of her non-compliant diabetes. Because she couldn't get out of her own head. So her body said, well, we've done all we can do. There it is. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go over again why she didn't go. It'll pop on its own. She popped it. The hospitals are too busy on the weekend. I'm afraid my blood sugar levels are too high. They'll keep me if they're too high. And then I will get put into the system as a diabetic in Kuwait, and I won't be able to keep an eye on Salah. I want a female doctor. I don't want no man doing this, seeing me like this. And I don't want to do this in Kuwait. Bloop! Anyway, guys, that's the end of my show. It's just too much. Yeah, check, 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 mate. Now you want to eat, KJ? I don't blame you. She needs to learn that memory of something is better than real sometimes. True. She's already listed as a diabetic in Kuwait. Right. But the repeat, like having an endocrinologist as a tourist, go home is what they'll say. If she keeps coming in, they're going to start flagging. Why is she here again and not home? Getting this under control. We don't want, Yeah. What killed me, though, that she did say in that last part that I'm not, is that the, she asked why, something about the boil or whatever. I don't know why you got that. Ain't a doctor in the world to say that. They would know after they checked your sugar and the obvious. So that was another part of it that she said, besides not even being diagnosed with a boil or an abscess. You don't leave without a diagnosis. They have to code a diagnosis. There's codes. Why do you think there's billers and coders in the world? Everything has to be diagnosed. Bloop again. She act like nobody's worked in the medical field. I can't with her. So anyway, I'm going to piss off, go hang out with my husband, and maybe make some stir fry for dinner. Because I can tell he'll be hungry in about an hour. Which means I have to go to the grocery store. Yeah, you need a diagnosis code. Yeah, even to charge you. Dumb. And she would have had discharge. Yeah, definitely. And there have been very specific of how that thing would have been taken care of. Not with paper towels. Once you got there, yeah. But I'm not going to tell you because then you'll use it. Too late. It wasn't prescribed. It was probably given just in case because she didn't go in. You know, sometimes you can get things from people. That's a thing, dastardly. Especially if they're in your family. All right, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the thumbs up on the way out. Thank you, new members. I really appreciate you. Oh, that's what you're saying, dastardly? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like someone in the family. Yeah. Anyway, love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Now, I might choose to go live in a little bit on members only, because we got to go work on the bear, folks. But we'll see. Because you never know with Mr. Nomad. He had me running all around today. So you never know. All right. You guys have a wonderful Sunday evening. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.